And we have loads of CPD masterclasses, workshops. So please do check us out. We're a really small team, and we do a lot with what we have. If you're interested in volunteering or anything else, then please do get in touch. events@techcornwall.co.uk. And I can see Robert here as well. So ask anyone with a Tech Cornwall t-shirt on if you've got anything you want to find out about. Amazing to see so many people here demoing tonight. So thanks to Canopy for all the work that they do to make this happen. I'm going to slide out.
Thank you. Yes, go get some food. Well-earned food. And also just a quick mention for our sponsors for this event, which is Cornwall Trade and Investment, obviously helping bringing funding into the county, but also helping businesses in the county export outside of Cornwall. So do go and find a Cornwall Trade and Investment representative if you want to find out more about that. So we are using Menti for tonight. So we normally say, don't go on your phones, pay full attention to what's going on, but we're going to change the rules a little bit. You're allowed to go on your phones. Please do join the Menti. Joining information at the top there. And I think there's a QR code here on the main slide if you want to join via that. It just makes it a bit more interactive. We'll be using it for Q&A as we go along. And we'll also be using it for our exciting People's Choice Award, which is our favourite demo of the night. You can all vote on that. So I'll just allow a few minutes for you to join on Menti. We've got a few people in, 12, 13, 14, starting to rack up. Obviously, we're with Canopy here tonight. So Canopy is in working on this event in conjunction with Tech Cornwall. So we run these demo nights all over the place. We run one a month in London. We've been running one in Cornwall every quarter. It's really nice to bring that startup vibe down to Cornwall and get businesses and startups involved. You can find out more about Canopy Community at canopy.community. So this is one of the mantras of Canopy. So all that you touch, you change, and all that you change changes you. So it's about being interactive as a crowd. You're going to have some startups come up here. They're going to tell you all about their ideas. We want you to engage, interact, and all of the engagements and interactions that you have in forms of feedback, you'll learn from those just as much as the startups will learn from them as well. So it's a really important space. And it's a safe space. It's here to help our founders answer some of the difficult questions that they have, validate some of their ideas. So it's a really good opportunity for that. So the format of tonight is a 5-minute demo followed by 4 minutes of Q&A. We've had to slim the Q&A time down a bit because we had so many startups that wanted to come and demo. We normally do 5. We've actually got 7 tonight. So we're going to have a few less questions. Who's been to a Canopy Demo Night? Hands up. Quite a few hands up. So you kind of know, you know what's going on. That's good. I want to go into this at quite a pace because we have got a lot of demos tonight, but I do just want you to all briefly stand up. I know it's been a long day. Yeah, we could do a human wave. No, but I think we just need to check if everyone can clap. Can everyone clap? That was fairly good. I give you like a 5 or a 6, maybe. Maybe we could do a clap and a whoop. Whoa! That is more like it. That's what we want to hear for our demos tonight. That's the energy we want to bring. And can we welcome, with a big whoop and a clap, our first demoee to the stage?
Doesn't work, right?
It's for the live stream.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay. Hello everyone, I'm Simon, I'm from MarkeTypes, and while I give this presentation, I just want you to keep in mind somebody, a loved one that you have, a partner, parent, best friend, son or daughter, something like that. We need to keep that person in mind because I want you to think about a time when you've tried to get a present for that person, a gift, a Christmas gift or whatever, and you've really struggled to buy for that person. Maybe because you know them really well, you've known them all your life and you can't think of anything else that they would want, or maybe you don't know them very well at all. Maybe it's a new romantic relationship and you're not quite sure exactly what they might have and what they might be interested in. MarkeTypes is a personalized present recommendation platform that helps conscientious gift givers to avoid the endless inspiration-sapping scroll and earn serious kudos with their recipients, the gift recipients, through providing a curated list of new, niche, and noteworthy products direct to your inbox, all for the princely sum of £0. All you have to do is answer 8 simple questions about them, developed by our team of in-house psychologists, and we'll tell you which 3 of our personality types, we call them MarkeTypes, they belong to. Shall we see how it looks? Because I'm up against time, I'm not going to go to the live, but this will demonstrate what it is. I'm going to go through each of these. I'm not going to read you what they say. I'm just going to précis it. And what I want you to do in your head is to think about how much each of these different things applies to the people that you might be buying a present for, and rate them on a scale of 0 to 100, okay? So the first question is drive. How ambitious are they? Are they a goal setter? Are they a pioneer? And for the purposes of the demo, what I've done is I've actually rated my 8-year-old daughter, Ariel. She knows this is happening. In fact, she was harsher on herself than I'm going to be. So I'm going to give my daughter these ratings, and then we'll see what we come up with. So in terms of drive, for Ariel, she's pretty headstrong. She likes to tell her dad what she thinks and disagree with what I want to say. So I'm going to give her about 80% on that element there. The second thing we're going to look at is insight. How well read are they? Are they intelligent? Are they academic? If I think about Ariel, she's a smart girl. Is she super academic? No, but okay, she's pretty smart. I'm still going to give her a decent sort of rating here. So I'm going to give her 60 out of 100 on this one here. Question 3 is about sociability. How much is this person an extrovert? How much they love being out and about with people, spending time with others? Are they the life and soul of the party? This one for me is 100% Ariel. She is out there. She loves singing, dancing, and being out there. She loves being the center of the attention. And as her dad, I 100% back her on this. I think that's well deserved. So I'm going to give her 100% on sociability. 4th question, compassionate. How kind, how warm, how empathetic are they? If I think about Ariel, yeah, she can be pretty warm and empathetic when she's looking after her younger brother. But look, the majority of the time, she's thinking about herself. That's absolutely fine. She's a child. That's the way it should be. So I've given her about a 50% on that one there. In terms of question 5, orderliness, how neat and tidy are they? Have they got systems and processes? These sorts of things. Anybody who has seen Ariel's bedroom will know fully why I've given her 20 out of 100 there. And I think the less I say about that, the better. From a vision perspective, how much are they good at seeing possibilities and kind of changing things and pushing themselves out of their comfort zone? When it comes to Ariel, okay, she struggles. Me and her mum often have to try and push her a little bit out of her comfort zone. So I've given her about 40% there. Expressiveness, how good are they expressing themselves? Are they creative? Are they good communicators? I said earlier, my daughter likes to sing and dance. She has a massive chatterbox. So I've given her about 90% there. And just finally, relatability. How grounded are they? How authentic? Are they hard workers? Are they what we would refer to as a salt of the earth person? I've given Ariel about 50% here. Okay, we see what it is. So the next thing I'm going to do is click submit and discover. And this is the sort of information that I'm going to get sent to my inbox. These are the 3 MarkeTypes that she would get based on understanding that. And she's going to get a list of products, brands, and experiences that we think would be perfect present things for her, all based on her, with an addition of her gender and her age as well. And the key thing is what I get is a list of perfect presents that feel totally personalized to her. And that's why at MarkeTypes, our motto is, don't just get them gifts, give gifts that get them. And so finally, because I'm out of time, my only ask of you today is I want to ask, of those people in this room, just raise your hand, who would find use for this product in their own life? Excellent. That's a pretty good percentage, I would say, up at about 80% on the scale. If you would like to try it for real, please do scan the QR code on the screen. You can do the quiz using that. You can also find my contact details. And as a final thank you, if you come and speak to me afterwards and do it with me, you might get yourself one of these very stylish badges. Thank you very much.
Right, where can we get our first question from? Oh, there's one up there.
Thanks very much. Great presentation. How much does it cost? What does the business model look like?
So from your perspective as a consumer, Absolutely nothing at all. The way that we make money as a company is we sell the advertising space on those emails that I showed you to the brands that are involved, basically. And that then is based on a cost per meal basis. So depending on the size of the database, the price goes up and down depending on that fundamentally.
Any other questions? We've got one on the screen, which is how do you make money?
As I said before, there is also the opportunity, by the way, for us to add in affiliate links to those sorts of things, earn some money that way. And we're, yeah, cool.
What's the team?
The team is fundamentally me. I have an assistant who's helping me to come up with all the content, Julie, and she's actually a script writer in her day-to-day. So she's really good at understanding people and what sort of products they would bring to their lives and do that. We have a couple of mentors who are helping us. Nina Hampson, who you may have met today, who's out in the crowd. And I also have a clinical psychologist who specializes in Myers-Briggs, who helped me to make sure that the quiz is as good as it possibly can be.
Any more questions? One over there.
Sorry. So the gifts that you have, are they like generic, or are they location specific? So does it matter where in the world you are as to like what gifts the platform would suggest?
Yeah, really good question. At the moment, it is all pretty much geolocated to the southwest. So the example you saw there is a Bristol event, and there are products that you can buy relatively easily from Cornwall. Clearly, that's because we're at MVP stage, and actually because I really want to go to those businesses and be like, we've given some traffic to your website, like pay us some money and go ahead. So yeah, at the moment, it's very heavily geolocated to here. Geolocation is a factor for us because obviously there's no point me recommending you take a trip to Texas for the weekend. You're probably not going to do it. So geolocation is obviously a factor, but equally gives us the opportunity to scale in the long run. We could roll this out. These things would be equally as applicable in Texas as they would be in the UK in the long run.
We've got one last question. Is this a side hustle or a startup? Will you be raising funds?
It is a side hustle for me at the moment. I am a marketing consultant, and I struggle to find good opportunities for my clients to target their marketing based on psychographic. So it's a side hustle at the moment, and I do my marketing consultancy as my sort of day job. But yeah, absolutely. Well, look, the aim is definitely to scale it. The aim is to build it. Whether we seek investment or whether we try and do it the old-fashioned way by selling stuff to customers, I'm sort of agnostic at this point. I understand the benefits of investment for scalability and speed, but equally, quite happy to sort of look at either. So yes, definitely not something we're ruling out in the long run, but equally quite happy to build it the old-fashioned way.
Brilliant! Thank you. Big round of applause, everyone. So if you're playing along with Menti, you get to give Simon some feedback. All of the startups will get a slide like this. You can say whether you'd get it, whether you get it, whether you use it, whether you'd invest in it. Again, all information that's really useful. Right, I think we're ready for our next demo. Welcome to the stage. Big round of applause.
Hey! Where's the noise? Cool. Cool.
Okay, so my name's Lewis.
My name's Imtiaz.
And we're from Kilts and Kente. And we're probably going to be the strangest thing you'll see all day today, I think.
It's going to be different.
Based on what we've seen.
Very different, but very exciting. So, Lewis and I met a few years ago at conferences. So we're business analysts by trade. And we were at conferences and we didn't know each other. And we were both listening to the same speech. I looked at him, he looked at me, and one of those kind of, are you paying attention sort of looks? Are you interested? Are you a bit bored? And it turned out, we spoke throughout the day, and it's one of those experiences where you're just consuming information one way. And over time, it's really hard to integrate into the brain, really hard to listen, really hard to actually get the messages and apply it actually when you go back to work. And death by PowerPoint can be quite boring after a while. And we thought, imagine if we created an experience that was fun, engaging for everyone to play, was related to real life and real life skills that we could apply in the workplace, but wrap it under a banner of fun and a cool experience, which we'll explain in a minute. And fast forward a couple of years, we know from the online world, it got even worse, right? Because it was more PowerPoint, it was more screens off, more video off, more one-way traffic into our brains. And studies show that the more we listen, the less we actually consume. And so we wanted to create an experience that also tackled team dynamics that were suffering. We know obviously that some of the mental health issues with isolation and loneliness, and the confidence when you go back face to face can be quite a challenge. And so we wanted to create an experience that really made it fun for people to attend, added value back into the workplaces, and just they left with a really, really good feeling. And so we went on this journey.
So we created our first POC, and we took that to Belgrade, and we didn't really know what to expect. So if you go to these kind of conferences, these BA conferences, normally you have multiple tracks or multiple workshops at the same time. So we had 60 people all kind of signed up. We thought, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. We got started and the doors opened and people were dragging tables into the room. We ended up with 96 people and we thought, wow, this is good. It was a hard gig. There's a lot of people there. It was hard to kind of keep them engaged and stuff like that, but we thought that's really good. You know, we might be onto something here. So from Belgrade, we then went to Cape Town. Again, feedback was superb. We then done Belgium and Netherlands, Warsaw. We've done a lot of places in the UK, and the feedback was still really strong. We thought, we can't ignore this. This is really, really good, right? Nothing special, just murder mystery over some learning, but keeping people awake. So at the start of this year, we decided, you know what? Let's try and commercialize this. Let's try and monetize this. So since June, and myself and my good friend here are freelancers. So we stopped our freelance contracting work to focus on this full time. So since June, things have started to take off a little bit, and we've done a Dutch National Bank. We've also done a UK government department. We've got another UK National Bank coming up, and we're going to Armenia next month as well, of all places. If you'd asked me if I'd ever been to Armenia or want to go, we're going now. So we know that we have some magic sauce. And, you know, and we're pushing forward and we're trying to do things. Okay. And we're trying to kind of move this forward a little bit.
Yeah. And so in essence, and you may have seen us throughout the day, you may have seen some of our imagery, but at its core, we've created this 4-hour fun, immersive experience that is the wrapper of a murder mystery, but it's full of games, full of immersion, full of people debating, doing conflicts, challenging each other, working as a team, working individually, but also involves within the gameplay various technical skills, which we adapt per scenario, per engagement. But it's a lot of fun. And we're also looking online and developing some online concepts at the moment.
Okay, so why are we here? Okay, so this is our first time doing these type of kind of conferences. And already we have been absolutely amazed with the feedback and, you know, the positivity, and also, you know, kind of trying to stop juggling all these balls that we have got, because, you know, we've got multiple hats on, and before we were just BAs. So why are we here? We're here to get feedback. We're here just to kind of see how people do things and with these companies and stuff like that. And already we're really impressed, and we're looking for some other support. So if you're looking to give us some mentoring, that would be much appreciated.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Right. Who wants to take our first question? Well, this is for the previous one, but you can answer it if you want. It's probably relevant.
Yeah. So basically, what, as I say, since the start of the year, we are now commercialising this as a professional development package. And those three areas that I talked about, the National Bank, the UK Bank, etc., they are obviously paying us to come in for the 3 to 4 hour workshop. They use that from their own personal development funds, etc.
Next one's up on the board. How do you measure impact for the training, learning, this overlay?
So that's a hard question, but you know, one of the things that we are well aware of is that when you go to these workshops, right, when they're finished, you go out and have your dinner, pick up the kids, and you've forgotten everything. We're actually getting people a couple of days later saying, you know what, this is really good, this is sunk in, I've actually learned something. And to do that 2 days after the event, I think is very impressive.
Yeah,
How are you reaching potential clients?
that's a really, really good question. So for, I guess, up until the last few months, we've mainly been using LinkedIn, running events around the country, evenings, and getting clients that way. Because it's one of those things that when you experience it, a lot of people say, once you live and breathe it, you want to take it away back in your companies. So that's been really successful. And the other thing that Lewis mentioned is all the conferences that we've been to. So London, Belgium, Serbia. That's also, again, 50, 60 people experiencing leads to many leads to clients. And we were at a conference on Monday and Tuesday in London, and we've got a number of warm leads that we'll be chasing up, hopefully tomorrow.
And I'll give you another good example of this very quickly, I think, right? So when we done a conference in Belgium, and a guy stood up and says, I love this, you need to come into our work. So basically, as they come in, he had, because me and Imtiaz are BAs, we understand business. So he had a challenge, and in 3 weeks' time, in the space of 3 weeks, we interviewed some of his workforce, etc., understood the challenge, took that business challenge and blended it into the workshop, into the murder mystery, so that it was actually engaging and relating to his challenges. So when they left, they actually thought, you know what? We've also, not just we have fun and learned, but we've actually started our journey to fix that challenge.
I think just to answer that question and build on what you've said, the murder mystery storyline remains, right? The fun, engaging storyline. The concepts of the game stay the same in terms of conflict, debate, decision making, all those personal skills. But where you've got a specific problem for a client, we can tailor the actual what. So whether it's a payroll issue or a supply chain issue or project failure, which we do a lot, right? That's the bit that's tailored and configured to deliver the value.
Lots of questions coming here. Yeah, there's lots of questions. So the long-term business plan, let me pick up that. So, you know, clearly we're here to kind of ask for advice and help and mentoring, etc. And that's what we need help with. Right now, we've got balls in the air and it's kind of hard, right? It's really hard. We have randomly started to make some progress in Nigeria. We've done some online games in Nigeria. We've got a partner in India right now, and she's very well established for workshops. So we're hoping to get that moving. I'm based in Madrid, so we're partnering with IIBA, who's the International Institute of Business Analysts, and I was there last week. I was, obviously, explaining the different things, and they loved it. And already somebody's come up and says, look, I've got 3 or 4 different businesses that we're looking for you to come into. So what is the long-term plan? We don't know. We don't know. You tell us. But we know we're having fun and some things are moving.
Big round of applause, everyone. Do jump on Menti. Make sure you're giving everyone the ratings. Give you a couple seconds to do that. Thanks for all the questions as well on Menti. Really good. Right. Who's ready for our next demo? That's not the response I was expecting. Yeah, that was a bit more like it. Okay. Can we welcome to the stage Charismatic AI? Big round of applause.
Everyone. Look at this. Hey, how you doing? Is that my clicker? There we go. Hi everyone. Thanks so much for sticking with us at this point. I'd like to introduce you all to some storytelling work that we've been doing. My parents are writers. My sister's a writer, and I sort of hybridized the writing and technology side, and started to realize that there's a bit of a problem in the creative industries at the moment, which is that the whole market is shifting. Looking at sort of long form cinema content, aware of where I'm standing right now, TV, there is a significant decline in long form content, moving into short form. That means that audiences are also moving onto social platforms, and that is triggering a huge move from advertisers onto networks like YouTube. Within this, what this has done, and the positive news, is it created a new type of storytelling. And this type of storytelling is microdramas. They are short form content. They are about 2 minutes per episode, so super short. And you start you start, middle, and end each episode within 2 minutes. So it's 3x structure in 2 minutes. But they last for about 60 episodes. So engagement, but short form. Interestingly, the huge growth of the market around this is 35-year-old plus females. And this is driven also by the genres. So they tend to be sort of romance, fantasy romance, and increasingly now true crime. And every media company that I know and that we talk to everyone who's on this particular slide, is building some form of microdrama strategy. So this is not some sort of side hustle that's coming in on this. It's a significant opportunity for growth for the existing companies that are looking to fill their revenue gap. And indeed, there are already 309 microdrama applications out there already. So what we built is Charismatic AI, which is a way in which you can move faster to service these sorts of industries. You can get from an idea, a writer can get from an idea out into the evolution of that idea in a script incredibly quickly. If we select here, so literally if they type in something like a murder mystery, so let's take, we can hear, oh, I've got feedback there. Hello. They type in a kitchen murder mystery. Then what we do is we generate all the characters, the setting in which it happens, and we start to then put it up into our system. It's not all throwing it at ChatGPT. This is a writing system where they can then edit. And you can see the top buttons there where they're editing, the writers are editing the setting, they're customizing it, improving it, making it their own. And that's important to increase the quality level. So in terms of what it then looks like, we take that script, it outputs two scripts. One you'll be aware of if you read script, it's like a PDF version, and the other one, which is machine readable and can go out into video generation systems. So we're able to put together this, which is a detective drama, or put together reality shows like this one that we've been working on recently. All of these are AI, 100% come out of this. So we know that there is a huge change that's coming down this track, and what we want to do is be able. Oops, so leapt through that. Be able to look at it in terms of the growth side. This is important. So the dark blue bars are for the Chinese market cinema box office takings, 2020 to 2024, and the light blue are the microdramas. You can see that microdrama revenue in China has overtaken box office revenue last year. So the numbers we're looking at are large. In terms of our traction to date, we were really lucky to pull together a consortium with Falmouth University, film TV unit there, guiding us on our process around storytelling, with University of Arts London on technology, Aardman Animations in Bristol, and Channel 4 to help us co-design this and make sure that it was doing the right thing from within the creative industries. Our view is we want to build this within creative sectors rather than tech. Q3 this year, nominated for Slush, which is brilliant, nominated for National AI Awards, and we've done deals with ITV and MediaStream AI. And then later this year, we are launching formally. So that is me. Thank you very much indeed. And I'll turn it over for questions.
Thank you. Questions from the audience while I try and find where we are on Menti? There for a question?
Not that one.
No, we've got one from the audience.
Oh, what
drives down the cost of production? the most, or that will drive down cost of production for the next 12 months?
So it's both time. Time is the main one. So on the script generation. So normally, traditionally you're looking at something like 2 to 3 months to create a script, and we do it in 10 minutes. So you're pulling that down.
But is that going to come down further with better computing, better models?
So we don't.
Not like, interfaces.
Yeah, so we don't rely necessarily. We don't throw everything at a large language model and throw it at compute, because there is a sort of deep tech layer that we've built on top of that. There's the buttons on the top of the screen that I showed before, which programmatically go through the process. And the reason for that is things like you need to maintain consistency of a story, and large language models are not built for that. Fundamentally, they're built as a question and answer piece. They're context windows. They're called context windows. It's sort of a technical reason, but it's not the same context that a storyteller uses. So our view is actually this is a space which is going to grow. We know that. We can see that people are focusing on video generation, which is useful for us, audio generation, which is useful for us, but the story itself is something we've got special. Yeah, a lot of that. So our model is B2B, and often, depending on who we're working with as a client, they want to use a particular model, and whether that's Google or whether it's OpenAI or whoever. We are really focused, and we've had, when we built the project, we had a digital ethicist running through the whole 12 months on staff full time, and they were consequence scanning. So for us, the ethics of trying to get it right is super important. But it's hard given where we are in the UK, because we don't have access to that sort of level. However, one of the partners we announced there, which I showed, MediaStream AI, is looking to build a sort of sovereign model to do the video side. So the moment we can move over to that, we will. I mean, in the meantime, we're training it on our own data that we've either licensed commercially or that we've created ourselves, because half our team is creative, half our team is tech.
What is the biggest threat to your growth?
I think, like the previous question, actually, it's competitors that are coming onto the market now, especially within that microdrama sector. It's an incredible growth market. There are a lot of eyes on it, and we can see people wanting to move into the sector very quickly. If someone wants to set up a microdrama app, they're going to have to invest in content. Something like Real Shorts has over 2,000 shows already on that app, so they need to get catalog parity on that. That's going to cost them, our estimate, about $10 million to do. So to be able to get to that, doing traditional methods is simply not possible. So for us, greatest sort of threat is probably someone else seeing what we're doing and copying it. We've been there before with startups, so we know how to offset that through innovation as well.
One more question, probably. Is this for now, or is it needing improvement?
So it's for now, as in we're ready to launch. I'm interpreting that question as that. We've already produced a couple of pieces of work. ITV was the one that I mentioned before, and we're formally launching in November. So really, the improvements are not necessarily AI improvements. Now they're more the creativity to get the stories right, and that's what we do. We run weekly sprints where we're putting out scripts, rereading them, running writers' rooms, checking them, improving our own systems. Thank you. Thank you.
You know the drill by now. Get your votes in. There is voting at the end as well, but as we go. Right, are we ready for our next demo? Yes, that was a bit more like it. I think we're going to build to a finish that's going to be amazing. Right, welcome to the stage, NLSQL or NLSQL. Big round of applause, everyone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Denis. I'm CEO and founder of NLSQL. Our core and regular day-to-day business is building B2B software as a service application for large-size enterprises, which is most of the time is boring. That's why I decided to present a little bit different here. I was prepared for kind of live demo, and this is my first time doing demo night over here. So yeah, I supposed to connect laptop, and making like live demo. And as a backup option, we did a video, and that's basically like kind of backup option which we are going to observe right now. So I want to present you actually AI application which builds full stack websites for you. So you just need to ask a question, and this AI with all of these models, agents, so on and so forth, can build basically anything for you. Not only front end, which is the most of the use case, but also the back end. So here is a video. Moment. Yeah, can I put the volume up? Or okay, so here's a sample of how it works. So actually it's running, yeah, I guess, or it's not. Oh, yeah, it's running. So you put basically any message. You type into the chat interface. Yeah, so it's kind of explanation what it can be done. Basically up based on Next.js. Oh, here you are. Like, please create web app for my herbal tea and coffee shop, Bean and Blossom. The app should allow users to sign up, log in, order to their table. Please include a rewards point system that users allow to redeem points and collect and redeem points for a free menu items. Currently, the questions gone to the reasoning large language model. A large language model starting to make a plan how to basically build this website for you, including the backend database. Okay. Stuck. Okay, it's running or not. I'm not sure. It's okay. It's running. So as you can see, this is basically a plan. Like AI decided to do it step by step. And actually, yeah, here you go. So you click the link, which is important that that's actually your already link. It's basically on Azure Web Services, but you can do anything. And that's kind of website with not only like a front-end interface, but also back-end databases. It's yours, and you can use it for your coffee shop or wherever. Here's a booking system for tables. So you choose a table and you make any bookings. You can sign in, sign up. Yeah, and here is a representation what is the database structure on the backend looks like. So you can see that it is not just a front-end interface. This is definitely all of the tables with all of rewards, calculation, orders, menu items, so on and so forth. So the backend is based on the Supabase, and the front end it is basically Next.js framework. One more minute. Actually, if the video is over, no, it's not over. Please, okay. So, and you can change this website on the way, so on the fly, and you can ask like, please change the color scheme. Use some warmer brown and cream colors. It takes some time, something about 10-15 minutes, wherever. And yeah, the main agent decides what other AI agent to use. It's basically building an application, and here you go. You have different colors, and actually you can ask anything. How do you like to build your website? The only reason you ask an AI system, but not a real programmer. So that's pretty it. So yeah, you can obviously close the project. So yeah, definitely. We put it on Azure Marketplace for $99 per month, and it is accessible with this link. So it's similar pricing as most of our our competitor, which is Lovable. But it works already on your website, on your domain, and on the enterprise-ready Azure platform. Thanks.
You talked about color schemes, editing color schemes, and those sorts of things. But obviously, if I'm building a website for myself, I want to make sure that my brand is right. I've got the right logos and all that sort of stuff and things like that. How does your platform include my logos and things like that?
You have on the chat, you have a touch button. So you attach your logo and tell the AI system, like, put this logo instead of what you just built.
So what's your USP, given this is a crowded space? How are you standing out?
Actually, this is our internal tool. So we usually use it for quick prototyping, but we feel that's, more than the tool right now. It's definitely crowded space. Our team are most technical one, and we know how to do it, the most cost efficient as possible. So that's why the price is $99 per month. Yeah, definitely. That is a very good question about the crowded space. A lot of companies like Lovable doing the similar things. But that's what we are here, so we are here to automate. Our team do have quite a lot of experience building quite complex AI systems for cognitive business process automation. And basically we are ready to do anything with it,
Another tech question. Is any of your tech stack proprietary?
Definitely, all the app is proprietary. Of course, we are using reasoning large language models. All of this reasoning large language model, we are absolutely large language model agnostic. So we can change large language model, in a matter of minutes. So today it may be Claude, tomorrow it can be Gemini, the day after tomorrow it can be DeepSeek, ChatGPT, wherever. I don't know what is Replit.
It's another one a bit like Lovable, but slightly more.
Okay, I know about Lovable, but
Where do you host? Do you host the inference?
we have serverless reasoning large language model, and we host it. This app is hosted on Azure, but we can host anywhere like AWS, GCP, or wherever you prefer. But this one on Azure, because Azure provides us ability to charge on behalf of our company using the standard Microsoft contract.
And did you say you're doing this for business process automation, internally?
This is a tool for internal prototype building. Quite, so we got a customer and he needs, quite mock up how it will work. Usually we do mostly backend development, and that's kind of very fast tool to showcase the potential customer something at least, and it works, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and it's much more easier for us to create MVP version and showcase MVP version rather than PowerPoint presentation. Thank you.
Thank you once again. You know what to do, folks. Right, and a big round of applause for our next demo.
Hi, my name is Ranganath, and I work as an SAP BW architect for billion-dollar companies, and I work as a freelancer. So in my projects, I've done with quite a lot of financial data. From that, I'm building an application for everyone, for every kind of financial product. Any problem with your finance needs, you can ask me. I have a product for you. So I just wanted to tell you, your borrowing cost is from 6 to 48%, depending upon whom you are borrowing with. And your savings rate is 2 to 6%. And if you invest in crypto or stocks, it's volatile. Your bank revenues per customer, depending upon large banks, they're earning anything from $4,562 to $40 with neobanks. And your credit card charges 2.5% to 4% as a transaction fee. And your FX spreads, even if they charge you 0.45%, if you annualize it, they're charging 1 month interest rate. And when the money is moving cross borders, nobody is adding interest to it. No central bank pays any interest. The settlement takes around 1 to 3 days. So there is a loss of interest. So the total size, what we have calculated based upon the central bank's reserves across 16 currencies, which is like 4.4 trillion, a loss of 1 to 3 days is around 12.79 billion. And the cost of interest on the forex spread, if you calculate on a monthly basis, then it is 130 billion. So that is the cost you pay every year at the moment in the current financial system. And you can see from 24 countries, total credit cards are 666 million people, or total credit cards are on 4 major currencies, GBP, INR, EUR, USD is 486 million. And your credit card, we wanted to reach out to credit card holders of 10.4 million. The way we are going to do is, if you look at the number of countries, each country has those many counties. If I take UK as an example, you have 111 counties. Total market size is 378 billion. How I'm going to reach to those markets? So I added up the counties, we get 11,352. And if I target 10 transactions per day per county, we are hitting 41.3 million transactions per year. How we make money? We wanted to charge around $30, which is same as when you go and deposit cash into your bank account, the banks are charging $31, $32. So that averages out to 29, and total revenue would be like 41 million transactions into 29. We are hitting a revenue of 1.2 billion. So that is projection. How does our product look like? So at the moment, you can see the central bank base rates that's spread from CHF to Brazil. The rates are from 0.00% to 11.25%. UK is sitting at the middle, 11, at 4%. And these are the list of products comparative to products what we have with the banks. We are coming up with these products. Some of them are live. We would make the payments using the open banking. The spread is there, covering India, Europe, UK, and US. And this is our structure. Our partners have raised 6.3 million. And we are using their tech stack, including the quantum keys, QN. And our GTM strategies charge based upon regional directors. And our roadmap is to get 15 regulatory licenses and 15 patent licenses. And we have been nominated as Best Startup New Entrant at Scottish Financial Technology Awards 2025. And we are having an event on 24th September. And we got our SEIS approved through HMRC. Anybody investing in our company would get 50% tax back immediately. And these are some useful links. And as a consumer, you can be both borrower, lender simultaneously. We would settle the payment instantly between the bank accounts. Thank you. Ready for questions?
Who's got a question?
Yes.
How is it different to like Wise or like other geographically dependent or split payment services out there?
Because it really doesn't matter in which structure you are in. They have to do the settlement with their central banks. So when you're moving GBP to say some Thailand currency, right? So the central banks has to move the money. So you are giving your GBP to Thai bank, and Thai bank is giving their currency to GBP to Bank of England. They need to do the settlements. That takes around 1 day or 2 days, since you have a loss of interest. So we are going to settle the payments for your Thai currency in Thailand and GBP in UK.
So how have you got like a cash flow that you use to do that settlement?
We have something called
You have to take on currency risk. You have to take on like the risk of the loan in the interest, right? So do you have like a cash flow?
Yeah, we have something called Vostro Nostro accounts that happens. Vostro Nostro accounts. So these banks, my money is with you, your money is with me, and then we will settle the payments. So here the way we wanted to do is we will put your currency with the bank who is paying you the most interest rate, which is the central bank basically. So we are managing that risk basically.
Any other questions from the room? Go again.
Are you mainly focused on? I run a distribution business. I do deals across 43 different countries. Deal with payment structures, payment terms, currency fluctuations. Like, are you looking to sell this to software companies dealing with that, or like who are your end consumers?
So it will be consumers like you and me. Okay. It will be businesses, corporates, banks, financial institutions, and including governments as well.
Are you running today?
Yeah, we are running live, but we need to go for regulatory licenses basically.
You said you're ex-SAP?
Yes.
Cool. One last question, probably. Is this mass market B2C product or B2B product?
Yeah, it's everyone basically. C2C, B2C, B2B.
I've got one. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Well, tell me about your team, because it sounds like there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Who's doing it?
Right. So we figured it out that there is quite a lot of tech which is available in the market. We plugged all those tech together, and then we have been building this product for more than 7 years now. So earlier I used to have a team of 9. Some of them has moved out. Now we are a team of 4 basically.
Any other questions? One last one.
Yeah.
What are you looking for again? There's a lot of slides, but what you're looking for investment?
Yes, we are looking for investment because we need to show that deposit money with the regulators. So for UK, it is like 150 grand as a deposit money. Once they give us the license, we can go live because the tech is ready, and then we can scale it up to multiple countries, multiple currencies. In every country, we would need that payment license so that we are using the existing guys to come on board with us with our own license, basically. So that would protect us from any eventuality. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, you know the score, everyone. How's the energy levels? Yay! We might be flagging a little bit, I think. But we've got 2 more exciting demos left. So bring the energy for them. Let's go to our penultimate demo and welcome Fifi to the stage. It's just for the live stream. So you have to shout.
Oh, okay. But it works, is it?
It's recording. But it's
Is
not
it?
project.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. If you were here earlier, I did a sort of pitch early on in the day, and I was absolutely surprised to see the show of hands. What surprises me every single time when I ask people if they know someone that has a skin condition like eczema, acne, and some people like to say, you know, the UK is like the eczema country. So many people that have got eczema of all ages. So basically my pitch today really is, I don't want to talk, I would talk about it. Our product is called Shama. But just so I could show you rather than talk to you, if you could just scan. Oh, where's my? Oh, anyway, I'll just talk through it. I was meant to see a barcode where you could actually try it out for yourselves. So the problem that we're trying to solve really is that traditional skincare really only focuses on the problems, so on the surface. So that is creams, serums, treatment. There's one aspect of it that's always left out, and that's the mental health aspect of it. We're all stressed, we're all very anxious, and in a world where, you know, so many people have, you know, mental health issues, it's indescribable why, you know, a thing like skincare isn't tapping into this space, because according to research, it's shown that, you know, whether you have a skin problem or you don't have a skin problem, mental health is attached to skin health and vice versa. So what this means is that obviously if you have a skin problem, it affects your confidence. And about 1 in 4 people that have skin problems suffer things like anxiety, depression, and sometimes extremely suicidal ideation in very extreme cases. So what we're trying to do with Butterfly Wellness really is to support the traditional skincare market. So that is your dermatologist, psychodermatologist, aesthetic clinics, to really support their patients and their customer at home, going beyond the clinic, because that's where most people really struggle. You go, they give you the creams, they give you the advice, oh, eat this, don't smoke. But coming home, that sort of support is not there. So that leads to relapses, that leads to high cost of treatment, and that leads to people not even getting any better. So what we're trying to do is to introduce psychodermatology. So this is a big market because bridging that gap between mind and skin is very, very under-researched. So for example, how this would work with Shama is you go onto our chatbot and you can ask any question. So just for scenario, because I know not everyone in the crowd has a skin issue, but just imagine if you use a cream or a lotion. Most of the time you think you're using it properly, but we're not really optimizing the use of it. So you can ask a question like, how can I use my lotion so I get the best results for my skin? And then it really digs deep to understand, you know, what goals do you have? What prior skin issues have you had? Are you experiencing sensitivity, dryness? And at the end of it, what it's really trying to do is to get enough understanding of your everyday activities. How many times do you take showers? How many times do you put on your lotion? Are you experiencing any stress at work, in your relationship? And overall, this is going to give a sort of holistic plan, you know, depending on whatever goal you want to achieve. And this is something that's translatable to the 250 plus dermatological conditions that exist globally. And why we're doing this is that in 2025, people don't really have to suffer with their mental health as a result of, you know, the skin problems that they have. You know, when the skin suffers, the mind suffers. When your mind suffers, your world gets smaller, your relationships suffer, your work is affected, academics, ambition, things like that. But it doesn't have to be the case. It's a really, really growing market. Even the World Health Organization has, you know, in 2025 now described it as a global health priority, skin disease. And we're seeking £250,000, but I'm also very eager to get feedback. The website is www.thebutterflywellness.com, and you can try it out. Thank you. I like quick.
Have we got any questions before you leave the stage? Yeah, it's time for questions. You don't get away that easily. Have we got any questions from the audience? Over there. Just show.
How do you monetize this? Like, is this a paid for service, or what sort of is it advert?
Yeah, so the model is B2B. Just in terms of the scalability of it, because we know that it's a big problem. So ideally, when we started, we wanted to go straight for the NHS, but the NHS, very regulated, and they're very picky about what sort of med tech, what sort of devices or what sort of technology that is accessible, and that's completely understandable. So our approach to this is to go for private dermatology clinics, and we've been getting really great feedback, specifically in London, because it's a very widespread demographic. There's Asians, there's Africans, there's people with different skin tones, and the diversity of the data is very, very varied in a place like London. So that's the first sort of main businesses that we've really, really targeted. The second one is therapeutic clothing brands. I don't know if anyone has heard of certain fashion brands that make fabrics for people that have certain skin conditions, whether it's SPF protective conditions, or people that have got certain cancerous conditions or eczema. So that is another sort of market. And the third biggest one that's shown as validation is actually skincare. So we're talking about specialty skincare, your Dove, your Eucerin, skincare that makes certain products for people that have got skin conditions. Yeah.
Cool. We're just going to go up to Menti. So is there any evidence linking the mental and physical in a material way?
Yes, definitely. So there's been a report by the Global Parliamentary Report for Skin. So that's in 2021. And that was actually the UK Parliament looking into skin disease in the UK, because it's very, very prevalent. I don't know who else can guess where else skin problems are on the rise in the world. Anyone?
Australia.
Cancer, specifically Australia, yes. But in the Nordics, so like Norway, there's like a huge prevalence. It's a hotspot for conditions like this. So yeah, to go back to the question.
Yep. I think I can. You're at the bottom here. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I think it's about research, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like linked to research. So there is research, especially for stress-induced skin conditions. So some people, you're absolutely fine, and then something happens, probably at work, or you're preparing for an exam, and then all of a sudden your face is red, and you're constantly itching, and sometimes it's stress-induced. So there is sort of that connection that's been showing that links. Lifestyle choices is a big one, especially with, I know I keep going on and on about eczema, but that's where most of our research is focused on. Smoking really, really sort of increases the flare-ups as well. So all Sham is trying to do is really tap into better lifestyle choices for people, and of course, really supporting healthy, skincare habits on a daily basis.
Amazing. Big round of applause. Again, you know what to do. Oh, not quite yet. You went a bit early there. You went a little bit early. Right. Who is ready for our last demo of the night? Yay! Oh, there's still some energy in the room. Right. Dan, welcome to the stage.
Guys, what I'm forgetting here, we have lost a few along the way, but we have made it. Yay. We're the last one. Well done. So this is Fate 8. Fate 8 is a new dating site in which we use old methods. We match together 8 people who go out for dinner at 8 o'clock. Our main goal of all of this is to help and make real people make real connections in real time. Oh, click. There we go. Right. The main reason being why, and the main reason being why. So the whole world is getting faster. Everything we do has become based on efficiency and speed. And dating as a whole concept has followed this. It has become inauthentic, with technology forcing snap judgments and people not making genuine, true connections. There are people that you swipe on past on dating apps that if you got to know could be the one for you. Now, instead, by using our format with 8 people matched together with a central theme, dating is slowed back down to dinner, where a natural environment can help forge healthy, genuine relationships. And we avoid the whole high stress, high pressure area of speed dating. The second reason this app is awesome is it has multiple applications in both friendship and relationship markets. There's a phrase that I believe we all here have heard a few too many times, especially a lot of us here. What you want to do is. They then proceed to follow up with an idea of their own, an idea they would never do, put up the effort to try, or even give it a shot. They just tell you, so if it ever became a success, they can say, I told you so. Now, I'm glad to stand here and say that I have never said this, because if I have an idea, I'm going to put in the work, the time, the effort, and the risk to try and make it a success. And I've applied this to both businesses in my life. Why now? When it comes to all things business, I think stats speak for themselves. A 2025 study by the ONS found 40% of 16 to 29-year-olds and 29% of 30 to 49-year-olds said they often or always felt lonely, with an overall 7% of the adult population said to be lonely. People, especially after COVID, are lonely. And our format with 8 people helps to provide a really easy, cost-effective solution to this problem, helping the UK battle loneliness. I'm here to ask for 2 things. First of all, I'm looking to raise £50,000 in order to finalise app development and, the most important thing, launch an advertising campaign. People need to know about it. And mainly, if anything, for me especially, advice. Advice in legal, app-based, marketing, design. All things are so appreciated when it comes to this sort of stuff, and so important to getting it over the last line. So quickly, I will show you a little demo of the app. You have to move some cables around, so bear with us. I'll just show you around. There we go. Right. So this is the app. This is the home page, not the home page. This is the sign-in page. So if you were going to use our app, this is where you'd be met. So you sign in. Obviously, I put in my details. So these are some of our past events here. So if you were going to use the app, these are the ones that we've already hosted, which these are fake. These are pubs in my local area. Ever come, well, up actually from here, up to Devon. Highly recommend. Then you have your events page. So our algorithm spits out a table and they add a central theme to it. This central theme can be anything. It could be they've all been to a demo night. The idea of this is to allow people to have an instant conversation starter. The idea being you go to this event and you don't really know what to talk about. So the first thing you do is you try and work out what you've actually all got in common, because there's guaranteed to be something between you. Now, when the event gets launched, there's 8 people who then sign up. You click the sign up page there. That tells us that you want to go to the event. The event gets hosted. The event happens. You're encouraged to pay for your own meal and you go home. Now, the bit of the actual app that I really need help with is how you interact with each other after the event has taken place, because there's a high pressure moment on a date, especially in groups, when they go, can I have your number? And you go, no, not really, or you don't want to anyway. So that's something that we'd like to implement in the app, where you can connect with each other or not, may the case be. So that is everything I believe that I need to say, and I'll open the floor to some questions. Thank you all for listening, and well done getting here. Should I keep the microphone and put this? Yeah. Or no, you do. No,
that's fine. You can keep it. Any questions? We've got a couple.
Let's see.
Go over there. Ranganath.
So you would face end-to-end problems, basically. So if you have 8 people,
yeah,
then you're having a connections of something like 40 plus. because 8 people has to interact with all the 8 people. So
Yeah.
it is 8 into 7 by 2.
Do you mean in the actual app itself?
Yeah.
The idea, or the way that I would like to see it, is that if I wanted to connect with you, let's say, so I've obviously been on a date and I've listed all my preferences. There's hypothetically on a date, which it wouldn't all be like this, but let's say it's 4 men and 4 women to keep it very, very simple at this point. And your preference is women, then in the first hand, it would only be actually 4 people that you might choose to connect with. Now, we'd like to have it that you can connect with the men as well, because then you can connect with each other if you just want to make a friend. But the actual connection part of it will be able to whittle down through your preferences, hopefully, if that makes sense.
Okay. So I can help you with the connections part, basically, to bring it down in such a way that they can decide whether they wanted to meet this person or not, yes or no.
Beautiful.
And the other person will not even know, even if he's trying to make a connection, because they already said no, it would be a no after some time, basically. So I can make that happen and then bring them down to real connections, basically.
Fine. I'll speak to you after. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Any other questions? Yes, sir. Yes.
How are you making money out of this?
Paid subscription per month. The idea is that there's dating apps range very much. So some that host events can cost an absolute fortune. So there can be some that you're paying like £25 a month on. And there are some that are free and then you pay once you swipe right. There's loads of different things. The idea is that I'd like to make it very simple and very cheap, in my opinion. I think it could be as cheap as £5 a month. And we just see how many events we can actually get you. There are going to be problems along the way, but as far as I'm aware, I'd like to make it as cheap as possible and as accessible as possible. Because as the user base grows, the app becomes better, which, if anything, is the actual problem in the first hand, is getting that massive database of people. But paid subscription. Yeah.
Question on Menti. Are you live? How many users? What's the success rate?
We are not live. I have so far only been telling my mum's friends about it. And they've all loved the idea, which they're naturally going to. So any criticism that you have is greatly appreciated. So if anyone wouldn't use it, or obviously, might not have to. But if you don't like the idea, then the reason you don't like it is as valuable to me as people who do. Because the people around me are going to tell me they love it. And that isn't always what you need. But it's not live, and we currently have no users at all. It's getting it over that finishing line.
Somewhat related to that, how long do you think you need to build the app to launch?
The app, as far as design goes, is very close. The website is nearly finished. The algorithm that matches people together is done. It's just as the app has developed and the more and more things that we decide to do with it, the things that we decide to do with it are getting harder and harder and seem to be costing more and more money each time. And it's getting that to be done. So like the connections bit, that is something I've never studied computer science in my life. I did history, economics, and politics. That is something I have no experience in. So trying to get that done has been a real challenge. And as you can see, I haven't completed it. So there are definitely bits that I need to do. But in my head, I would like to get it launched in the next few months, definitely before Christmas.
One last one.
One last one. Go on. I'll be quick.
Who's putting on the events? Like who's choosing what's happening in which venue on what night? Potentially 3 things. Because could you get some kind of advertising from certain venues to fund something? But then also if I was to go on there and be like, cool, I want to do this one on Friday the 17th.
Yeah.
I've got to then wait.
Yes.
For however many other people.
Yes.
And as someone who likes to plan my diary,
You want to get it nailed down.
Is it happening or not?
Yeah, no, I get
don't
that.
wanna be in a limbo.
Okay.
And so, like, would you have like cut-off dates if you've not got however
Yes.
many by this point? So it goes live this day. There's 2 weeks between going live and booking on.
Yeah.
If not, it doesn't happen because if you're out there dating, chances are you're out there doing stuff.
Doing, yeah. So the first one with
questions. Then
no, you've answered the second one perfectly, actually. So the first bit about advertising, the main idea is, if you look around the country right now, we all know pubs are flat on their faces. Like pubs are really, really struggling. So if you can find a way, and an app where you can find a way to funnel people into pubs, because really a pub environment is a very relaxed, nice environment. If you can give pubs clients on a regular basis and you get a good relationship with pubs across a variety of regions, then they will more than likely self-advertise for you, because they're going to really appreciate what you're doing and they're going to want more and more people. And the more and more times they advertise for you, it's self-fulfilling prophecy is the idea. The second thing is that is a problem we've faced, because also what happens if people drop out of the events. Now, the idea would be is that you can offer to people last minute events to fill in. So if you really don't want to wait for an event, you might actually get lucky on the fact that there's an event happening in 3 days' time that someone's dropped out of, and you actually fit it perfectly and you're in. If that makes sense. So that is the way that we're trying to combat that problem, because people will drop out. I don't know, their daughter might be sick at school and they can't go that day, and you've got to try and get somebody in for 3 days' time. That's how we're trying to do it. Thank you all for listening. There you go. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Right. Have you got the clicker?
Here. There you go. Sorry.
Cool. Right. So it's the last one to add a rating to. I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. Again, there was lots of questions that we couldn't get through, so there's time afterwards. Do speak to all the startups, founders. If you've got any questions, feedback, this is the forum for it. Right, to the all-important People's Choice Award, which is where you get to score your favorite demo of the night. Just give it a couple seconds to do that. You can do this after we finished as well. Oh, there's two of one, isn't there? Yeah, that didn't work. There you go. You can carry on doing that while I'm skipping through. There's a few more questions as well. Look, it's a great place to meet Matt. I didn't put that there, by the way. So it's always good to get feedback. We obviously run these demo nights every month in London. We run them kind of less frequently in Cornwall, but still really valuable to do it down here. So it's normally quarterly, and we've got one more before the end of the year as well. So again, one more thing you could change. Popcorn at the seats. Yes. Can we have that every demo night? Easier to chat to people. So do leave your feedback. And thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, everyone.